everyone, it's Jamie. Morgan. She doesn't really want to be in the video today, but we're gonna do a story time video. So, a long time ago, when Morgan was 4, we all decided to go to the Speedy Festival. And the Speedy Festival is this thing here in Binghamton, New York. It's like a balloon rally, and they have like some famous people that come and all that type of stuff. And like, I know a lot of people don't know unless you're from New York, but they do speedies and stuff like this. So anyway, it's called the Speedy Fest. And we went, and like I said, this was back in 2004, I believe. Anyway, so it was a Sunday afternoon, and Mark and I and our children decided to go to the Speedy Festival with our friends John and Michelle and their 5 kids. So we got to the Speedy Fest, and when we first got there, there was these little shamrock necklaces that you could fill out with your child's name, the parent's name, and their cell phone, the parent's cell phone number. My kids really wanted to fill it out, and I was like, no, we really don't need to do that, we watch our kids, da-da-da-da-da. So the kids really, really wanted to do it, so we were like, okay, let them do it, Well, so we filled them out, whatever, and we walked around for a while, did some activities, and so forth. Well, our friends John and Michelle, John took off to go watch one of the concerts that was there with the 2 older children. So that left Mark and I and our 4 kids, and then Michelle and her 3 kids. Well, we were walking around, and the kids had gotten balloons, and Morgan decided to pop Cassidy's balloon. So Cassie was really upset and was crying and whatever. So I said to Marcus, I'm going to go in, take Cassidy and get her a new balloon. I'm not going to listen to her cry the rest of the day. So Mark and Michelle decided to go and take the other kids and go play on the playground. Now let me remind you, there's 60,000 people there this year. I'm not exaggerating. There were 60,000 people, and so Mark and Michelle went over to the playground and let the kids play on the playground. Well, Michelle needed to take one of her kids to the bathroom, so she left, and she left Mark in charge of the other 2 kids. So now Mark is trying to watch 5 kids on the playground by himself. Ethan was a little baby. He wasn't even quite 2. And so he was, helping Ethan, play on the playground. Sierra and Cassie were off doing their stuff, and Morgan was on the slide playing. So all of a sudden I come back, and Mark is telling me that he cannot find Morgan anywhere. I'm like, well, she's got to be on this playground. He's like, I swear to God, she was just on the slide. I only took my eyes off her for a second. I'm like, relax. She's, got to be here. So we start screaming for her, and she was nowhere to be found. Not even kidding. Nowhere to be found. So all of a sudden, my cell phone rings, and it's this lady, and she's telling me that she has our daughter at the safety pad. And the safety pad is the thing that when we first walked into the park that the kids filled out the shamrocks. So I go at a dead run to find my kid, to get my kid. And I get to the safety pad, and there's nobody there. Nobody. Not one single person in sight. So I call the number back on the phone, and I'm like, don't play games with me. Where is my child? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, we're at the safety pad. I'm like, listen, I'm at the safety pad, and nobody's here. I'm like, she's like, well, honey, there's several safety pads throughout the park. She's like, we're down further. So I'm like, what is my kid wearing? you know, and she told me, and I dressed all my girls kind of alike that day. They all had purple t-shirts on with purple Nikes, and I had their hair up in like purple hair ties. So she described her to me, and I'm like, okay, that's definitely sounds like my kid. So I go there, and Morgan was there, and um, she was sitting there, and she was eating an ice cream cone sitting on this lady's lap. So then I start crying. I don't know why, but once I got her in my hands, I started crying because I really thought that I was never going to see my kid again. I'm like, oh my God, someone took my kid. Great, you know. Well, someone did take my kid.
Actually, they bring me back.
They bring you back?
They did, didn't they?
I mean, yeah, but... So, these two ladies came up, and they told me that they watched this lady take Morgan off the slide. And I'm thinking that the lady thought that Morgan was only like 2 years old or younger because she's really little. And so, and I guess like when the lady took her, Morgan started like screaming for her dad, you know, and stuff like that. And I had called 911 and they had already started shutting down the park. So I don't know if the lady got scared and that's why she handed Morgan into the people at the safety pad. But she claimed that Morgan had been wandering and that she just returned. No. Okay, everybody said that Morgan was on the slide. So this lady was pretty scary too. Like I don't know, she had piercings all over her face. She had dreadlocks. She was just, I mean, if I was a little kid, I probably would have been scared. So the cops, you know, took her in custody and everything. And because, you know, at the time Morgan said, you know, that the lady had picked her up or whatever and that she was crying for her dad and that type of stuff. So it's just crazy that something like that happened within, you know, seconds. And the reason I'm like sharing this video is because I really feel like if you're going to take your kids out in public like that, then especially little kids, you know, keep them in the stroller. I wouldn't suggest playing on the playground. You know, keep them with you at all times. Since then, we have not returned to the Speedy Festival, and Morgan's like, we're not going to go to that, right? And she still, to this day, is extremely weird in crowds. Like, she doesn't like to go out anywhere and do any type of crowds. And you know, the situation could have been really bad. I mean, we could have never seen our child again, and it just happened in seconds. And you know, I tell people that people always think that when you hear like these kidnappings on the TV or the internet, people are always like, well, why weren't, you know, where was the parents? Why weren't they watching our kid? Listen, we were watching our kid. Literally, my ex-husband told me that he literally took his eye off Morgan for a second to, you know, look at Ethan, and when he looked up, she was gone. I mean, it happened in seconds. And thank God that, you know, we had filled out those stinking shamrocks that I didn't even want to take the time to fill out in the beginning because, you know, the people at the safety pad were able to get in touch with me and I was thankfully able to get my child back. But, yeah, so just keep your kids close to you at all times. You know, don't, maybe even if you have like 4 kids like us, you know, have one parent take 2 and one parent take the other 2. You know, I don't know. I just think that, you know, just use caution. Don't let them play on playgrounds when there's a big crowd. But thankfully our experience did not turn out as bad as it definitely could have. And the girl did get in like quite a bit of trouble and stuff like that. But yeah, you can actually look that up on the news actually too. It was on the news and everything. But yeah, so we just wanted to share our cool little story with you.
You wanted to share it.
So
I wanted nothing to do with it. But in all honesty, with how many medical assistants and stuff, they would have eventually brought me back.
But alright everybody. Well, we'll see you tomorrow for our next video.
your next
Say
video.
goodbye, Morgan.
Bye.
Bye.
It's like